This is Unit 1, Topic 9, Understanding ARC Restart Processing. Hello, and welcome to the BMC Quick Course series. This module will discuss how ARC manages a restart and will discuss some testing considerations to validate that the application logic will be unaffected during a restart. ARC monitors the execution of a program as it is running. It uses an entity called the active entry to track the status of the program. The active entry will exist as long as the program is running. If the program completes normally, the entry will be deleted by ARC. However, if the program abends, the active entry will be retained by ARC to drive the restart. The abend must be either a system or user abend. ARC does not attempt to restart programs that simply issue a non-zero return code. Normally, you won't need to do this, but the active entry can be viewed by accessing the ISPF interface of ARC. When you enter the ARC ISPF environment, select Option 3 to enter the ARC section of the ISPF environment. Once you are looking at the main panel of ARC, select Option 1 to look at any active entries that might exist. In a live environment, it would be normal to see multiple active entries. The status will indicate whether the job is currently executing or is in an abended state. Typically, you do not need to access the active entry. However, if you decide to execute the program without trying to do a restart, you can delete the active entry and ARC will not attempt a restart. Once a program is in an abend state, ARC will be ready to restart the program. You simply restart the job at the failed step. ARC will search for the matching active entry, and if it finds an entry, it will automatically drive the restart process. It is important to maintain the same job name, step name, program name, as that is the key to the active entry. Once the necessary setup for restart has completed, control will be handed over to the program. Execution will begin at the first instruction of the procedure division. Only all the files will be reset to their state as of the last checkpoint. Now, let's talk about how ARC will manage flat files during a restart. During a restart, ARC will reset all file positions before the application program gets a chance to execute. Input files will be set to retrieve the next sequential record after the checkpoint. Output files have to be handled differently because they often contain a mixture of committed and uncommitted data. To correct this, ARC will reset the file position back to where it was at the last checkpoint. Any residual records will be overwritten when the application program is restarted. While we are talking about flat files, let's review some of JCL considerations you might encounter. When making a program restartable, you need to review the JCL specifications for the flat files. It is important that all files in a restartable step be cataloged. Temporary files are not allowed as they are deleted after an abend and impossible to reposition. Review the JCL disp parameter to ensure the dataset will be retained after an abend. Disp new delete is not allowed. Many sites use disp mod catalog for their standard disp setup. Finally, review any output GDG datasets. During a restart, you will need to adjust the JCL to specify +0 so a new GDG won't be created during the restart. Control-M restart can automatically adjust GDG settings to simplify this task. Testing for restart ability is a mandatory component of implementing checkpoint restart. It should be included as a checklist to ensure that restart testing has been done. Restart testing should be done while the program is still in unit test mode. In general, the program should be executed as a complete execution from start to finish. The test environment should be reset and the program should be run in pieces. Restart the program at the first of the program, abend the program, and then restart the program and let it run to completion. Then, compare the results again, those of the baseline test. You will be looking for indications that the total number of records processed are the same and that any accumulated values are the same. The ARC feature, Early Termination, can make it very easy to test the program restart ability. This example can be inserted in the JCL of the step you are testing. The keyword term after C equals 10 instructs ARC to issue a U1771 abend immediately after the 10th checkpoint has processed. As an alternative, you could specify term before C equals 10 and ARC will issue an abend just prior to a checkpoint being allowed to process. After the program has issued an append, simply remove the term after C keyword and restart the job at the failed job step. While testing a program, sometimes it is desirable to run a program from the top rather than having Arc try to restart it. The force cold keyword instructs Arc to bypass any restart processing and simply let the program run normally. In addition, any pending restart information will be deleted from Arc. The first part of restart testing is to ensure that the program acts correctly when run straight through to completion. This is called the baseline test, and you should record any metrics possible such as record counts, accumulated values, how many pages are written to a report, and how many checkpoints the program takes. Once you have completed the baseline test and have reset the test environment, you will now be ready to test if the program will correctly perform a checkpoint restart. Let's assume the baseline test resulted in 58 checkpoints. Create an append after about 45 checkpoints by adding a term after C equals 45 control statement to the Arc sysn dd. This will result in a U1771 append to the program after the 45th checkpoint has completed. Before you test the restart, be sure to remove the term after C equals 45 statement from the Arc sysn dd. Then you simply need to step restart the job from the failed step. Arc will take over and drive a restart from checkpoint 45. After the job step completes, verify that the record counts on any files agree with the counts obtained during the baseline test case. If they agree, your program is restarting correctly. When testing for checkpoint restart, one of the most common errors will be either a dropped input record or a duplicated output record. Additionally, counters within the program may not be incremented correctly during restart processing. To ensure proper program execution during a restart, we recommend you first test for an append during the middle of the program, then test for an append happening before the first checkpoint. Finally, test for an append happening after the last checkpoint has been processed and the program is about to go into termination. This will cover a great many conditions that you could expect to encounter during a restart. This concludes the module on understanding restart. For more information, please visit www.bmc.com. Thank you.